Setup video. This is the default setup for Daytona trucks, and I can't stand it. There's a bunch of reasons why, but we're gonna fix that. Okay, I'm gonna take shocks down. A lot of guys do 3 or 4 on all shocks. I don't. Put a little front weight in it. Trucks like front weight for whatever reason. I might adjust this. Yeah, we'll do that. 6 in the front, 4 in the rear. And the front shock, front springs up to 1200. It's okay to have it firm at Daytona and Talladega. And this setup will run at Daytona or Talladega. And you can use it in all 3 series. You can even use it in the next gen. You might have to adjust your gearing a bit. Next gen is a whole other class on gearing. And you could be a little less aggressive in gearing in the Cup car because it has a different engine in it. The Xfinity and the trucks had the same engine. The truck is a brick. It's the least aerodynamic, least slippery through the air, so it can benefit from just a little bit more gear, but not 100% necessary. I'm probably going to bring that wedge down. This kind of setup is great. I won races with it. It's very stable. But you got to learn how to drive it. It's a lot like, you know, how you drive in real life, which, you know, most of us will never get anywhere near that. Some of you your eyes are gonna go up a little bit, but it's okay. You can run a 5. I used to run it an 8 once that option became available. We do a 5 on that side. Now, people look, oh, the track bar. Track bar does a couple things. It can push the rear tires into the track more. And that can aid you in certain situations, especially in tight turns and so on and so forth. But the other thing that they don't talk about that it does is it also makes the spring longer. So you basically take, you know, your 600-pound springs. I'm going to change that, but 600-pound springs, and it makes it longer. So there's more play in the rear end. So the rear end goes down, right? So when you're at speed and the air hits the spoiler, pushes the rear end down, and then you got the front ride height up and the rear ride height down, keeps the spoiler down out of the air. I didn't make this shit up. They've been doing this for decades. I do a 57 brake bias. That works very well. 60, do a 10 and a 0 because we don't need any steering help. Here we're going to do 280, which works really good. These gears will help you. I might have to change this. We'll get out there and we'll see. Okay, so we drop the rear down a little bit more. People be like, oh, why? What do you want it up? Up. Yeah. You're basically making a loose setup. So, you want to balance it out, right? So, we're not even gonna go qualify or nothing, because qualifying is a whole different other thing. But we'll go for a race. I don't remember how many laps. It's not that long. Don't touch the guy in front of you. It's a little trick. We got 13 laps. So 13 laps. Let's see. And I'm last. Yeah, gotta get on the inside. That was dumb, but we're still here. I forgot it's 4-gear setup. When you hear the air change, when a car is next to you, that means he's side drafting you, and that's why you're slowing down. See, when I hit the brake, it doesn't want to send me to the right. And my technique, especially on a short haul like this, is keep my foot planted and use the brake to slow me down. It keeps the RPMs up, and it keeps me from hitting people. You know, bump drafting works. It doesn't work with AI. Don't even bother. Real people, multiplayer it works. Does not work with AI for whatever reason. No, I was not below the yellow line there. I'm on it. Maybe. This view it's hard to tell, but, experience. I never been penalized for passing below the yellow line. We had that rule in our league. But you can be on the yellow line, but you can't be under it with your left side tires and pass somebody and not give the spot back right away. Yeah, Gilliland's one of those blocker guys. There's 4 or 5 per series. That's okay. See if we can get by him on the back stretch here. That was weird. There we go. When you hear that, that's me hitting the brake. That's air. Tapping a brake to time this. Yeah, alright, coming through. Notice, no contact. Still in the middle. It's a little dicey. There are more cars. Somebody touched me. Okay. Well, we'll stay in the middle, I guess. Oop, that was dumb. There was enough room, I didn't fit in the hole properly. Tap the brake. I'm side drafting him. Not gonna get past him because I don't have enough help. So I have a nose out in front of the field. I'm gonna get past here because I have the furthest way around the track with nobody behind me. Okay, a little too wide. That's my fault. I kind of knew it was gonna rotate, and I didn't catch it quick enough. I didn't want to lift. I mean, this works, not when there's nobody in front of the guy. Gotta get that leader's draft. Get past second place guy. And we'll have some fun. Oop, I didn't need to do that. You don't have to touch them to side draft them. So we're going slow side by side, so the pack just came back up. Cover that right rear wheel. That's all you got to do if you're close enough. Oh, that worked. Yeah, I'm here. These AI accelerate, faster than you do. So the side draft doesn't always work as well as it should. We got 2 laps to go. I think we should pass the leader now. So, if you saw, well, it's on auto hard, so championship mode, so this is about as hard as it gets. This is as fast as they get. We hit a 47.0 this race, but you're not going to get your fastest laps with an AI. Even if they're all lined up, they're not nose to tail. But you get into a multiplayer race where everybody's nose to tail, look how far we're pulling ahead of these guys. Because we got a fast setup. And look, I'm barely hitting 7,000 RPMs. It's a good draft truck setup. You can use this in Xfinity just like this. You could use it in Cup, but I would play with the gearing a little bit in Cup. That's the last lap. No, they can't catch us. Now, if you're on a controller, you might want to check your wheel lock, because I use a 10 wheel lock. Daytona and Talladega and some road courses. Pretty much the only tracks I use wheel lock. And the more wheel lock you have in it means the more sensitive your steering wheel is. So the higher the wheel lock, the more sensitive. So on a wheel doing 200 miles an hour, I don't want to move my wheel around. I don't want my wheels moving that much, because aero can, with your wheels turned, it can mess you totally up. So I've been driving like with wheel lock like this, I don't know, too long, since the 90s. But only at Daytona and Talladega, pretty much, you can go this fast, you need the wheel lock that high, and it makes a big difference. So I just think about changing lanes, I change lanes. Now, sometimes, you know, people have a hard time with it, so you can lower it, but I will tell you, it gets harder to drive when you lower it. It doesn't always give you the benefit you think it will, but you got to get used to it. So whatever works for you is fine. If you're on a controller, I would recommend lowering it, because the controller has very little movement, you know, kind of thing, and a 10 wheel lock might be way too much. So there's a definite argument for less wheel lock. Some people that use my setups know how to adjust it. But the steering offset, essentially what the steering offset does is kind of like turns your, when you have it positive, it turns your wheels out a little bit, which in this game kind of makes it a little tighter. So if you like on a really, I have a couple setups, I kind of got away from it mainly, but a couple tracks where you need to turn and you don't want to burn the right rear off, or you're burning the right rear off, but you want the right front to burn with it so you don't get too loose because you're matching wear. That's another thing you could do, is, you know, I use some offset in it, you know, and then it, you know, kind of helps. Essentially, the way this game is with offset, steering offset, 0.125 is straight, because you have an asymmetrical setup. Your setup is set up to go one way, left, right? So a 1.125 is straight, like on the street. I put it at 0 at places like Daytona and Talladega because I want less rolling resistance through the turns. I want to be faster through the turns, and I'll do that a lot at a lot of mile and up tracks. Just do use a 0 offset, you know, for that. But you know, it depends on your setup. You know, I've been beaten by guys who use heavier offsets. It's all about, you know, what works for you best, you know, and some things that, you know, some settings this game likes better than others. So, you know, who knows? But it works for me. I got a lot of wins at Daytona and Talladega in all the series, you know, so I'm gonna stick with it. But if you're, you know, you're having trouble, and I don't know if you noticed the tire wear, but it was, you know, a couple % loose on the right rear at the end, and that's the way you want it. You know, if you're tight, you're going slower at Daytona and Talladega. If you're too loose, you're going slower. But you want to slip it right in there, and this is a setup that can get you there. It's very stable. As you can see, I can run middle without touching anybody. I can put it where I want, you know, and some of that is, you know, my driving experience, but, you know, you practice and, you know, it'll work for you. And should be the final lap. So 13 laps, we won the race. By the way, my record is 2 in all NASCAR series. That's 40th in Cup to first place into 2 laps. In Heat, it's 4 laps, and in the Cup Series, I probably do it in 4 laps in these, but you gotta get the brakes. Can't always do it, but there you are. .47.0, fastest lap. Yeah, I only had the last 2. Let's give you the setup again, for those of you who missed it at the beginning. Loading, loading, loading. And we gotta load in again. I hate the way it dumps you back onto like the main race screen instead of back into the garage. Okay. There you go. And notice I didn't have to do anything to the wedge. It's good. I didn't do anything to, you know, I should double check the restart gearing, 'cause it should go a certain way. Now you're not going to start from pit lane on a restart. You're going to be doing 55. So from about here, you want to see. Yep, you want it to be over 600, 6,000. And it's 4 gears, so it'll be easier. 7,000, that's great. Okay. You want to be about 160 when you shift up here, 165. There you go. And down to 6,000 again. That's good. I would change second gear, change third gear. Just a bit. Okay, if you shift before red line. Actually, you get a little benefit at a track like Daytona and Talladega. Big track. That's a 165, and then you kick it in. That's perfect. If you're doing a qualifying run, you do it like this. Stay up near the top, first lap, build the RPMs up, you get 2 laps. You get an out lap and 2 qualifying laps. 181 off the turn. That's good. Ideally, for a qualifying setup, you probably want to be about 183 off the turns. Keep it high in 3 and 4 again. I keep it in the top of the groove here, the black stuff. Kind of clip it a little. Move it out to the wall. And what I do here is I try to turn it where I'm mostly straight down towards turn 1. 185 is better, but 184 is not bad. That was a 49.4 by yourself. It's pretty good. And now we turn it in and we hug the yellow line. We're going to touch it, hug that yellow line. Yeah. I'm not used to driving it like that. That's bad, so it's not going to be as fast as it should be. But stay down by the yellow line. Come up a little bit. Get a little bit better turn in. And then hold it down. .181 is good. If I didn't hit the curb on the other end, it might have been a 182 or 3. And cross line, 49 flat. It's not bad. So now you see how much the draft does at a track like this. That much. Okay, well, that's it. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.